Happy holidays, guys. How are you? I hope you're all fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I hope you all had a nice holiday with your families. Um, I'm here at the minute, I'm on my own. Just to say a massive, massive, massive thank you to everyone who supported me through all the stuff that was happening. I really did need the support. You know, it was a couple months of hell, to be honest. Not saying that things are still not, things are still happening anyway, but it's a little different now. Obviously I learned how to cope with it, so that's one thing. I don't normally record stuff or anything like that because usually it's not really something that I do. I won't say it's so much nerves or anxiety, it's just maybe just habitual behaviour, but I don't normally record YouTube videos and stuff, so. But yeah, I just wanted to say praises to the Most High for for stepping in when he did. Obviously, if you lot know the story, you know what happened to me like X amount of months ago, probably September upwards till now, and it's still ongoing. I'm not going to say too much about the whole thing, but yeah, it wasn't very nice. It still isn't. I'm still recovering from it. I've just been tired most of the time of it, because it never stopped. It really didn't stop. It's a continuous thing. I get comfortable. But yeah, it was hard. Just one thing after another after another. Like sometimes I hardly even slept. But I want to say at the end of the day, praises to the Most High for stepping in when he did and, taking over and basically saving my life. I always knew something was up with me. I didn't know what was wrong or what was right in this case, the way how people tried to make me feel. But, I always stood up for myself, and if I couldn't stand up for myself, people would get into arguments with me, so I knew something was up. When in reality I was only trying to explain something, but they didn't take time to wait to find out what I was going to say, so they'd accuse me of stuff or they would do stuff. One out of two. And if something went wrong, the finger would come pointing at me. Maybe I hadn't even said nothing, but I'd get blamed, or maybe I hadn't even been somewhere, but it would be me. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, you do have narcissists everywhere, left, right and centre. You got them in the workplaces, you got them as work colleagues, you got them as bosses. Yes, they are bullies. They don't care who they hurt. Sometimes they come into work and they're in a bad mood, and it's as if it's your problem, like you've caused it, when all you've done is just be yourself. So things on that level, yes. At the end of the day, I have to say it this way. It's been difficult. It's been a difficult how many months, but I've got to say, thanks to the Most High, I'm here. And all praises to him. My faith in him is strong. I've never ever stopped thinking about him in that sense, that he protects me. I've known that since I was younger. I've always known that as a child that I would look into certain things, how I would feel, and it would make sense to me. It might not make sense to someone else, but yeah, he'd always be by me. I love him. He knows. He knows. The Most High knows how much I love him. And he knows the love I have for him is unconditional. So anything after that, well, people need to try and measure up then, don't they? But yeah, on a more serious scale, yes. Yeah, the things I've been through, it's been really hard, and I could probably take it back to September. For those people who don't know, all the stuff I went through in September, coming up, basically all that stuff that happened in September, it stemmed from me sort of going online and just to find a friend, to find friends. I did have a few friends. I don't think I've ever talked to them again, but yeah. So I had friends online, basically. They were guy friends, not the kind of friends you get involved with. I had friendships, they were innocent friendships. So basically that one time I was on there and I met someone, I met a different person. But I had all my other friends that I was talking to, they were sort of getting upset too, because when they wanted to talk to me, I was too busy talking to the other person. But yeah, that did hurt. But the September, basically what happened was I met this person online. It's so strange. I like the person's accent, and We started talking. I didn't read anything into it other than, okay, it's a friendship. It's as far as I can stretch to. I think I needed someone to talk to due to what was going on with me and the ex. But it was just an innocent thing. It wasn't meant to be anything untoward, anything different. So all the friends that I'd had, basically the other friends, they were just that. They were just friends. They were just there for me. You know, we just talk about life or other things in general. Nothing major. I just felt in my heart of hearts. It was a relief for me anyway. So to talk to someone else, I felt relaxed and it was nice. When the other person came into the picture and we started talking, that was a different story. I didn't read anything into it before, but then when that person came online, this one time the person sent me a message and, you know, saying their name, etc. And I thought, well, I like the accent. But I thought they'd be good friends. We could be good friends anyway. Even though they were the other side of the world, it was fine. In my heart of hearts, I think the spirit that drew me towards a person, because normally I would not go for a certain type of person. It's just different. I can't explain it, but spirit must have put me there. I can only put it down to that. And I've been going through something, and basically I needed escape from the ex. So basically, probably emotionally, the support is what I was looking for, and I was getting that from my other friends too. So I thought, you know, what's one more friend? Let's add somebody else to the list. And it was nice to have them to talk to. But with this one person in particular, I felt very drawn towards a person which was not like me, because I wouldn't normally like get involved with, like, you know, a certain type of person or go towards them. I can't explain it. It's very, very hard to explain. But I realised it was something that made me go towards him. Yeah, so we were talking, and that went on for a while. No problem. You know, and then I said to the person, I'd always wanted to come to Canada. You know, I wanted to go on a holiday, etc. And I'd never been. So I sort of, in my mind, I wanted to just go and visit, etc. I thought, I'll plan it, next year I'll go, etc. Nothing else. And then what happened was, the person says to me, oh, they told me where they were. And I thought, oh, that's nice. Maybe when I go over, I'm not going there with the intention to see that person. But if I go over, I'd probably just go for a visit. I didn't know the rest of what was going on. But yeah, we hit it off. We were talking, and it was nice. It was a relief. And in my head, I just thought, well, you know, it's someone else to talk to. My other friends, maybe I would have met up with one of them too eventually, but they'd have to come to the UK. No issue. And then the more we talked, the more things clicked. But at the time, I didn't know I was talking to somebody who was pretending to be somebody else. How could I know that? I wouldn't have known. But then what happened was, the conversation went on, and it went on and it went on. And I found out that I was going through the awakening, and I think the person was going through the spiritual awakening as well. So we thought we could support each other, which was good. And from there, we just talked and talked and talked. But in the back of my mind, I had a feeling, because I think a relationship started to develop. And in the back of my mind, I had a feeling somebody else was there. I don't know, intuition, call it anything. I don't know what to call it. I'd have to say it was intuition. It started to tell me somebody else was in the background, and I mentioned it to the person. I said, there's somebody else there, and I mentioned the person. I said, karmic. I said, there's somebody karmic there or something, and the person's like shocked. Like, no. So I was sort of like, look, I know somebody's there, let's not lie. So it went on from there, and when it came to making a decision, I wasn't even under the impression that it was a test. It wasn't until a certain point that I realised that it was a test. When I was talking to them a certain way, I realised, hang on, but I wouldn't normally do this. So why am I talking to the person in this way? And it dawned on me that it was, I don't know, test, experiment, same thing. It felt a little off, but I couldn't put my finger on it. But yeah. So from there, decisions had to be made. So, you know, I said something to the person said something to me, and I sort of said to them, look, I know someone else is there, etc. And then the person goes, yes, I'm here. He's with me, or whatever. I can't remember how the person said it, but yeah. So I'm like, okay, so you're choosing basically, and the person's like, I chose whoever. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Thinking, they chose a person. I didn't feel any way about it at that point, because I'm thinking we hadn't even met, even though we'd invested time in each other, and so to speak. I didn't realise the person wasn't who they said they was. But not only that either, I think it was the fact that the person chose the other person. I thought, well, if you chose that person, I'm just going about my business anyway, which is something I would have done anyway. Only for me to realise afterwards, there's a reason I met the person, there's a reason I talked to them, there's a reason, involved in all of them, why they came after me and stuff, or that it's been going on from the beginning and I didn't know, because I didn't know I was chosen, but I suspected there was something different about me. I couldn't put my finger on it. And then I realised after I stopped talking to them that all these weird stuff started to happen. But at the same time, over here, I had my ex over here doing something very similar to what the other person over there was doing in Canada, which is very strange. It's as if two people that I know are doing the same thing in two different places on a timeline that's very similar, except one is a past life, which was confusing. So then, yes, I realized that things were different, and in my mind, I was like, same thing I suspected was going on there is the same thing I suspected was going on here. But the difference is, at least I knew here, like a long, long time ago, that things were different and that the relationship, or basically the marriage, was dead anyway. But I don't know why the person stayed when I told them I didn't want to be in it anymore. It's for their own selfish gain. I realized that the more independent I was, which I've always been, the more the person got upset. When I bought anything, they'd be like, oh, you went off and bought this. I was like, I bought a tiny item. I bought a small, like a tiny handheld vacuum cleaner, and the person made a big deal of it. I'm like, no, it shouldn't be anything to argue about. It's a small item. I purchased it with my money. I didn't take money from you and purchase it. Like, acting as if I need your permission to buy stuff, basically. That's how it felt. But I always made sure that I did what I needed to do for me. So if I went out and saw something and I wanted it, I worked hard, I worked long hours, so why shouldn't I spend my money on what I want to spend it on, as long as I'm paying my bills? I don't care, because I never told the person how to spend their money. And, it was me paying most of the stuff in the house anyway. What difference does it make? What was that person's contribution? Where was it? There was nothing there. So they shouldn't be saying anything. So that just went on anyway. But yeah, then I noticed over here a lot of stuff started to happen to me while I was at work. I became really ill, out of the blue. But it was always after somebody made me, this person in particular, the ex, made me cups of tea or brought me food or something. I would always feel sick, and I could not justify why I felt the way I did. For it to make sense, I was sort of like, well, how come whenever I drink this tea I feel really ill in myself, but I'm not naturally like that? And then things started to happen to me. My hand started to go wrong. My thumb was locked. My knee would play up. My ankle would play up. At some point it felt as if I was falling over. Then another point it's as if I couldn't stand up straight. My head felt really dizzy. I would stand up and I come close to fainting. I have felt that. And then the person just said to me, oh, go upstairs and lie down, when all along they knew what they were doing. They were putting stuff in my food. So yes, it was bad. Yes, and the person's narcissistic. And at the end of the day, that person isn't the only one. There's plenty of them. They're in the workplace too. And they can be very, they can bully you. They can try a lot of things with you. And it's not very nice. But when the person tried certain things with me, and I'd try and stick up for myself or whatever, I did stick up for myself, they would say stuff to me like, that's all you women are good for. You're always saying stuff to men or doing stuff to men. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, we have a problem. So when I said that to the person, that, oh, yeah, you do have a problem. You have a problem with women, basically. I did say it to him. He goes, no, I don't. I said, yes, you do. I'm not going to argue with you. I said, you have a problem with women. The mere fact that you brought that up and I never said anything about it tells me you do have a problem with females. So at the end of the day, I think for me, what made it worse was the fact that the person made the comment, and I felt that it wasn't justified. It was not justified, because the argument between me and the person was the argument between me and them. So what's all the women got to do with it? That's when I found out something was wrong. But anyway, I'd said to the person before, look, it's not working. Stop trying to force it to work. Let's just leave things as they are. Let's just end it. And the more the person goes, oh, look how quick you are to do that. I'm thinking, well, Why stay in the misery? So I'd stick up for myself. I'd go to work, pay my bills, come home, get dressed and go out, meet up with my friends on the weekends when I can. If not, I'd go out on my own. I'd go cinema on my own. I'd go to restaurants on my own. I love my own company. I'm independent. I'm not, I wasn't here to like be treated like a baby and be stuck to someone, so I couldn't do what I needed to do. But back to the situation in Canada, all the spell work and stuff that was coming towards me. I didn't realize it was coming from that person, but over here, I was more certain of the fact that it was coming. The other spell work was coming from my ex and the people he was involved with. I even mentioned to him that I knew I was being gang stalked, and he pretended to think that I was crazy, telling me that, oh, there's nothing like that going on, and the rest of it. I'm like, listen, I can prove it. I said, I know something's going on. When all along he was paying them to gang stalk me, him and whoever else. And part of the reason, and the other things, is he's stolen something from me. He's stolen my mail, which had stuff in it, basically, which linked back to stuff over in Canada, stuff that was basically given to me, or somewhere along that line. He stole my stuff anyway, and tried to like cash in on my inheritance. He stole something from me. Yeah, something was left for me by a family member, and he stole it. He stole the letter and the rest of it, and then started to do things to try and get me out the way. A lot of things, I don't even know what else, to be honest with you. Those things just carried on, but that's narcissism at its best. He refused to let things go. Then while I had that going on here, I had that going on over there in Canada as well, with people over there doing the same thing to me. People ganging up on me, people lying on my name, slandering my name, telling people I did this, I did that. And I was like, well, this cannot be for real. Two people doing the exact same thing. What are the odds of that? So, all the problems from there, I just felt in my heart of hearts, I don't know where this is going, but that was the whole narcissistic thing. It tells you how bad it is. I'm just going to say to people, if you are having those issues, please go and get some help. Because at the end of the day, it could end up probably really, really bad for you. They gaslight you, they lie, they argue with you. Some people it might get physical, but yeah, I was definitely in it. I felt it. I even told the person I was in it. I said to them, look, what you are is a narcissist. And the person goes, oh, no, but you would say that and all this stuff. And I was like, I'm not arguing with you. So basically, I would come out the house. Go for a walk in the morning hours. After 1, after 2, I would leave my house just to get peace of mind, because I couldn't take the arguing, because there was no peace. And Heavenly Father stepped in at the right time. He stepped in, changed my life, made everything different. I've always had a deep belief in in the Most High. Always had deep belief in the Most High, and I've always had my faith. People who know me probably know a little bit about things, but they don't know everything, because I didn't tell them everything. I didn't feel I had to tell them every single little thing, and a lot of them in the end turned out not to be who I thought they were anyway. So what difference does it make? For me, I just want to say about the whole narcissism thing. People out there, if anything does happen, please go and get support, get help, speak to a friend, whoever else you can tell, other than the police, if you don't want to call the police. But make sure someone knows what's happening to you. I just feel like in my heart of hearts, I want to make sure that this doesn't happen to someone else, because this could have ended differently. I could have ended up getting seriously hurt. And the fact of the matter is, I'm glad at the end of the day that I did react the way I reacted. Because if I chose differently, I wouldn't be here sat down saying what I'm saying, even though there was something left for me which belonged to me. And people are trying to take everything from me. It's a constant thing. I always felt like that most of my life, people seem to want everything that I have. They could probably have their own, but for some reason they seem to want what I have. As long as I have it, they want it, which I thought was strange. But at the end of the day, life is not black and white, and I'm not perfect either. I'm not a perfect person. I might have done stupid things, but I was a lot younger, not as an adult. But that's life, and I'm not here to judge anyone, and vice versa. And I've never been somebody to fake who I am for anyone. I've always been myself. I've just been my authentic self all my life. I've just been authentic. I'm not here to conform, to follow trends, to do whatever. I'm just living my life, being happy, you know, trying to just get on with it. Like most people, I don't want people to, you know, feel like they have to copy people to be happy. You know, all the young girls out there and young guys, you don't need to do any of that stuff. You don't need to copy anyone, follow anyone. You know, it's up to you anyway, but you don't need to. You can be your authentic self. So I don't want to be fake. Who wants to be a fake person or copying the next person? Everybody's just following everybody. It doesn't make any sense. I just feel like life is for living and you can have your individuality too. I like that. And I like being unique. I don't want to be like everyone else. Why do I have to be like everyone else? There's no rule that says I have to. Some people can follow other people if they want to, but it's not for me. I just feel in my heart of hearts, I'd want a different life. I'd want an authentic life. Be authentic. Let everything be you. Let everything be about you. And you know, and I know other people around the world, they probably have the same feelings. You know, some maybe not. But you know, I want this to go out to everybody to say, just be yourself. You don't need to be someone else, fake things for people. You don't need to do that. You just need to be your authentic self. You know, and I was going to say, there's no harm in that. And you know, we need to teach people, especially young people, young girls and young boys, and teach them how to how to treat young women, and teach young girls how they should be treated, when they grow up, so they know what to do and what not to do, what to expect, in how a man deals with them. At the end of the day, nobody wants that sort of stress. Everybody wants a good life, and for things to make sense, people need to sort of step back, take a look, and just sort of work out what's what. We don't want to bring up, a society full of people where women are being, ill-treated, and they think it's acceptable because they've seen it somewhere else, or because it's happening to a friend. A lot of things are not acceptable. I learned a lot of stuff, and I probably learned it at a very young age too. And at the same time, I understand certain other things to make sense. But the world we live in, it's not perfect. But, just be yourself. Be happy. And I was going to say, praises to the Most High. And I was going to say, people out there, keep your faith. It's important. You have faith. Keep your faith in God. Keep your faith in the Most High. He will help you when things are wrong. When nobody else is there for you, He's there for you. I'm going to say at the end of the day, right, everything that He's done for me, I want to share with you. I want to share it with the world. I'm not about riches. I'm not somebody who's greedy. I don't go after things. I don't do certain things or whatever. And if I did do it, it's not about me doing it for money. I do things because I love to do certain things. I do things for people out of love. I don't do things with the expectation that I must have something back. But I do things from a genuine place, and I do think that that's important. And I also feel at the end of the day, right, that if you have your faith and things go wrong, no matter what happens around you, if you can't go to someone else for support, put your faith in God, put your faith in the Most High, and and He will be there for you. He will never let you down, and He wants everyone to know. His messages, He wants everyone to know. Look, He's looking at how things are. He's not happy, and a lot of people out there, He's not happy with the people who've used His name and not done what they said they were going to do, but it was easy for them to use His name. He has said stuff to me. He has said stuff to me. He knows. He's felt, I've felt stuff. I feel His presence. What He's done with me, I feel His presence in me. He's given me a gift. He's given me a gift to share with the world, to let everyone know. Keep your faith. Just treat people right. Do everything correct. He wants everyone to know He loves you all very much. He loves all of us, right? Chosen or not, He loves us all. Right? Don't be fooled and thinking that, certain things don't matter, right? I'm not talking about religion and stuff. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying, just know the Most High is there, and He is there for you when things are wrong. When no one else is paying attention, the Most High pays attention to you. And don't be thinking that you can do things in the dark and it won't come to light, because it does happen. And when it does come out, it's like people are shocked. Certain things you can't hide, because He sees everything. He sees and knows everything, whether or not you believe He exists, right? That's your belief, but I'm just saying to you that he does exist. He does exist, and he's around me, and he's with me, and we talk, we have conversations. Yes, I'm not crazy. We have the conversations, and certain things are discussed, and yes, there will come a time when, you know, he will be stepping back. He will be stepping back. He'll be stepping back. He'll be coming back into line, and he'll be saying, you know what, I'm on my way. He'll just let you know he's on his way, and things are going to have to change, and he's giving everybody a chance to pull themselves together. He's just giving you fair warning. He's letting everybody know, listen, get in line, get yourselves right, get your lives right, start living right, you know, because, you know, he exists, but, you know, darkness exists too, and so does the other one, the baddie. You know the other one I'm talking about. Yeah, the D. He exists too, and at the end of the day, right, the minute, what people have, everyone's having a battle. It's like there's a battle going on in the world for darkness and light, and it's like a lot of the time darkness seems to be I won't say seems to be winning, but it is sort of gaining. It's gaining, and you know, you have to think about the quality of the world that we want to live in. We want things to be different, you know. We want, I don't know, want to be happy. Want to be happy, but have faith, and you know, so everything can be good for everyone. Don't give up hope. I don't want anyone to give up hope and think, oh, you know, it doesn't matter. It does matter. And if it wasn't for the Most High, I wouldn't be here. I would not be here now, because with the amount of spell work and stuff that was thrown at me, from over here, from this side, from the ex and the friends and the other people involved, to the ones over in Canada, I would be in trouble. I would not, there's no way I could have survived all that by myself. It's been going on for years. I've been gang stalked for years. I know people have been targeting me since I was a child. But my Heavenly Father knows, the Most High knows, this has been happening to me. Maybe He allowed some of it to hit, but at the same time, He was never going to let anything else happen to me, because this, what happened the last time was the final straw. And you know what? I love the Most High very much. I love Him, and I promote Him. And no matter what happens, I'll always promote Him. I'll always have faith for Him, and it doesn't matter what anyone else says, as long as I know what I know. So I would say the same thing to people. Some people follow other people. I don't follow other people. I follow me. And at the same time, if that's the case, that, you know, the Most High is the one that saved me and is doing everything, and I want to put that out there. He wants the world to be different. He wants the world to be different. A lot of people have lied on His name. They have lied on His name. They've used His name in situations and things, and made out that that was going to be for good, but it never was going to be for good. They used His name in vain, and it never happened the way people said, the way the people made out it was going to happen. So He's not happy with that. He wants everyone to know He is coming. He is coming. Whether or not people believe it, that's entirely down to them, but He is letting you know He is coming back. He's coming back, and things are going to change. I'm just saying it as it is. The love I have for Him, at the end of the day, I've never stopped loving Him. Even when I was younger and I didn't fully understand stuff, but I've just kept a lot of stuff to myself. I've kept it in my heart. So I've made sure when I deal with people, I always treat them the correct way. I treat them right. It doesn't matter. Even if I don't know them, I treat them right. I treat everybody the same. I don't judge. I just treat everyone the same way, and make sure that people, I do my best not to make them feel uncomfortable, because I know what that can be like. You know, I'm not naive. I just treat everybody the one way. You know, some people might say that might be a different kind of trait, I don't know. But it's how I am. It's how I've always been. I've always been the person to step in and help. And even if things have been happening behind my back that I don't know, well, that's a different story. But I want to say, don't ever give up your faith in the Most High, because He hasn't given up on you. He's given everyone fair warning to get their lives together, because, you know, there will come a time. And at the minute, I'm going to turn around and say, I know whose side I'm on. I love the Most High very much, and I will continue to promote Him. Because at the end of the day, right, what do we have without our faith? What do you have? You have a world which is crumbling already anyway, and everything's upside down. And it's something, and you know, and a place to focus on too. So I would say at the end of the day, I'm happy to, you know, to be representing the Most High, because He's been there for me. even if I wasn't chosen, I'd still feel the same way. I would still feel the same way, because in my heart, things are different, and I'm happy with you know, how I feel inside. Yes, it's a discipline. It's good for me to have that discipline, because a lot of the time I've allowed myself to slip, and I didn't want that to happen. But I'm going to say this. I just want to say, for all the people who've supported me all over the world, yes, I know I don't know you all. You've supported me when all the other stuff happened to me, and the ones who do all the readings on YouTube. I won't name the names, but you guys, you know who you are, and all of you. And the few ones that I do realize, you know, who were there from the get-go, basically. Yeah, my gratitude goes out to all of you. And my gratitude goes out to the Most High. It goes out to the universe, to everyone else that stepped in, including my ancestors, the spirit team. I want to thank you all, okay? You've been so amazing, and I do love you all, yes, because you've been supportive to me. It's you guys being on YouTube that probably made me feel more comfortable, as well as the Most High, because it was somewhere that I could check to see what was going on when I had no other way to communicate with people. And you know, the messages and stuff that were coming through, they've been really good for me to know what's going on, so I know what my next move is. But I want to say thank you, okay? And I want to say, when 2025 comes, I hope you all have a really brilliant year, because I don't know if I'll be doing any more videos, but yes. Alright, love to you all. Bye.